I just went over that restaurant, and they pretty much know my history in life. It's in one of the main waitresses. I was almost finished, and there was a little bit of water in the cup. She said, drink the last bit of that water, and I drank it. She said, you want any more? I said, no, I'll just take a piece of ice, and I dropped it. She said, now clean up that ice. So I put the ice in there. I said, I need a new mama. I said, I'm putting ads out for a new mama. And they knew what I was talking about. And it's like, they knew exactly what I was talking about. And I mean, come on. People just need to be real. Come on, people. Quit trying to be fake. Be real. Just be real. If you're in an industry that you can't be real, go get you another job and find you something where you can be real. It's just ridiculous. So, see, they're trying to steal your soul. If you've ever been married and you marry a religious but lost, and the mother-in-law's trying to steal your soul, right? The mother-in-law and the daughter and the brother-in-laws, I've experienced it. It was a Pentecostal cult. And they wanted you to look a certain way, talk a certain way, at the time I had a good job at the phone company. And it's like, once I got married, I was traveling like from state to state with the phone company, and then that little thing ended. So because I was married, I couldn't go to another state. If I wouldn't have been married, I would have went and got a job with Bell South in another state. But I couldn't because I was married. And then I couldn't find a job down there that was decent. And so then all Hades broke loose. And I said, you know what? I'm going back to North Carolina and get me a real job. And so they can't see life from your perspective. I don't know why. Look, if you look at this bag from this perspective, there's another perspective. All you have to do is go over here. Look, here's a perspective. Now go over here and look at it from that perspective. If you can only see your perspective, you're closed-minded. But most of the time, and I noticed that with that family, because it was a rich family and it was semi-rich, and they just had this image, outward show that they wanted to put on. And whenever I realized what I was in, the Pentecostal cult, because I was a new believer. I didn't understand then how bad the Pentecostal cult was. And I had to run. I left the state, and they didn't want me to escape. And actually, she came to the state. She came here to try to hog tie me back down to Florida. And I said, I don't think so. I'm staying up here where I'm free. And I don't have a mama. I don't have a mama as I'm when I hit 18, I lost my mom. I became my own person. I didn't need a mama. But anyway, the Pentecostal cult wants you tied into one of their agents to turn you into a cult member under their authority. You say, I don't think so. God is my authority. I follow God.